Today I'll be showing you two separate seeds, each with two woodland mansions relatively close to spawn within the exact same dark oak forest. This is seed number 1, which spawns you inside of a bamboo forest, which for most cases might not be the best of thing, but at least it's a pretty sparse forest to get yourself in and out of. That and the edge of the forest isn't too far away either. Over in this direction you get a savanna biome along with a village off in the distance, but you're probably more interested in the woodland mansions instead. Well, to be honest, you don't actually have to travel too far to get yourself to the dark oak forest housing these mansions, because it's literally just right here. Yeah, round about 200 blocks away from spawn. And I guess the one downside is the fact that this dark oak forest goes on for a very long time, which, you know, could be seen as a positive, could be seen as a negative, depending on who you ask. But yeah, about 700 blocks out from spawn, you find yourself your very first woodland mansion off in the distance, with of course your typical rooms, traps, and everything like that. And you might have noticed the fact that we passed an azalea tree on the way because, as it turns out, once again, every single time I check out a woodland mansion, there is a lush cave underneath it, and going down from this one cave actually leads you to a pretty decent sized one too. But going from one mansion to another might be a small little bit of a journey, because again, this dark oak forest is massive, like absolutely massive, goes on for around about 1,500 blocks from one edge to another. But on the way, you are going to find some other interesting biomes, such as this mega taiga. But honestly, why go to a mega taiga when you can instead stay inside of this second woodland mansion right here? And you're going to want to head to this one, because obviously, again, all the loot and things you could find inside of here, but also because of the lush cave you could find underneath it, because just underneath here, right inside this one cave, we could find this absolute beast of a cave we can see right here. Like, honestly, it goes on so absolutely deep, goes on for such an incredibly long time, and it has 2 of the 3 separate biomes you can find inside of caves. And capping off that one cave is this woodland mansion housed inside of the same dark oak forest with another woodland mansion inside of it. And you might have spotted this earlier, but there's also a ruined portal right here, which if we turn this into another portal will eventually take us to what appears to be a small little cave inside the nether. And the reason you're down here is because above you is a big old pile of lava. Everything was going so well, it was too good to be true for the seed to be perfect. But yeah, in case you're looking for a seed with quite a wide variety of biomes, despite the biomes being absolutely massive with 2 woodland mansions relatively close to spawn, then this seed might be what you're looking for. And if it didn't, then there's always seed 2, which spawns you right here, right in the middle of a pretty decent sized forest, right next to a pretty decent sized cave too, as well as some pretty decent mountains on top of that. Fortunately, traversing over these hills isn't necessarily too bad, and something that also isn't too incredibly bad is this type of view we can see just over here. A huge dark oak hill in the background, along with a mega cave in the foreground. But you're obviously going to want to head over these dark oak hills because you're eventually going to find yourself a pretty massive style of mountain. And when I say massive, what I really should have said was bigger than what we saw at spawn. Some lush cave. Must mean we're getting close. And we must be really close because just over this one mountain we can see right here, we could find the first woodland mansion right here. So getting to this first one compared to the first one we saw in the last seed might be a little bit more tricky than usual, but still, having all this landscape and things like that to work with is something that you might be interested in using, along with everything you're going to find inside this woodland mansion. And you probably know what I'm going to show you now, but underneath the woodland mansion, there is, of course, another lush cave. And again, just something to do with lush caves has something to do with woodland mansions maybe having a higher chance of spawning. I don't know, that's just me predicting or something like that, but it just seems that way with that. Speaking of things that are weird, it's also kind of weird that the fact that we're getting another mega taiga right here, but something that's not weird is the fact that there's a village over here too. And you might notice the fact that this seed has quite a lot of hills around the place, and some of those hills are inside the dark oak forest, which means that you do get a chance of, I don't know, a slightly taller than average woodland mansion spawning inside of here. Fortunately for you, the builders of the woodland mansion built half a staircase up to the front door. The other half you're gonna have to figure out on your own, but they're at least somewhat generous in you coming inside. And once again, another lush cave beneath the woodland mansion. I don't know, again, it's either a crazy coincidence or somehow these two biomes and structures are somehow linked. But whether they are or not, it is kind of cool the fact that over here we get this pretty decent sized lush cave right here too. I think I've just called everything in this seed decent, didn't I? This, above average cave, as we can see right here. Yeah, that's a better word for it. But yeah, let me know what you think of these two above average seeds down below in the comments. Let me know if you have any seeds yourself, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.